Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of my second life in Cogmind. Just a quick little recap here. Yesterday, I was live streaming, and we found the Exiles area, befriended them, and were given the XL autogun array, which has been just hard carrying so far. Basically, 1 to 2 shotting everything that I've come up against so far. Other than that, I feel like my armor plating here is doing a lot of work for me, probably. Uh, and we're still on legs. So I guess we're doing a legs build right now. We'll see if we end up changing this up going forward. But everything's going smoothly so far. Everybody in chat was a lot of help yesterday, so I did appreciate that. And today we've just left the factory and we're getting into the lower caves. Just shut my door there. The bird sounds might be a little loud out the window. It's a beautiful day, and I hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. I certainly am. Let's get started. All right, EMP cannon, heavy assault rifle, improved medium armor plating. So it's another one of these, except this is hard armor plating, hardened. Let's see. Let's just check the inventory. Make sure I'm up to date on everything that's going on. I've got a matter pod here, which is stock full. I haven't had any matter issues so far. Autogun array uses more than I had been using, but also it doesn't take many shots. So I guess, it all kind of balances out. And I haven't had any troubles with matter so far. I'd like to get this transmission jammer online and the shield generator as well for defensiveness. So we'll see. Hey, Runia, welcome to the stream. Daniel, welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Dr. Hermelin. Thanks for joining, everyone. Okay, so I think, what do we think? I've got one backup weapon here. It's a rocket launcher. This is probably not going to last the whole game. My gut says that my cooling is fine and that more important than a cooling would be this extra armor because that is going to run out at some point. And I'm pretty sure that this one is doing a lot of work for me right now. That's what my gut says. I am new to the game, so forgive me if I'm wrong. Or correct me, better yet. We are in the top right corner of this caves map, and I have been led to believe that means my exit is somewhere down here in the bottom left for the first cave zone. So in general, I think I'm going to move in that direction. We've got explosions to the left. Let's not go that direction. Okay, Trooper has spotted me. Just gonna kind of get around a corner here, I guess. Integrity is king, indeed. Everything's holding up quite well, integrity-wise. And I assume you're saying that because I'm talking about armor plating so much. And yeah, I mean, I've got to say this is probably doing a lot of it. My coverage here is only 19%, so it's not just that, obviously. The legs are taking some hits. They're 7 apiece. Let's just look at everything else, too. This is 5. Because I don't really have a sense of these things, right? This is only 2 for the storage unit. These are negligible, I guess, right? So they're protected quite well behind this. And the gun itself has 35% coverage, so it's taken a ton of hits. So actually, if I could get more armor on to get more coverage from armor, that seems like a really good idea just to protect the gun, right? Would that be a good way to go? I guess we're going to fight this guy. He's right here. I might as well. Here's a tactical thing that I'm not really sure about, like what is optimal. I'm standing around the corner here. And to shoot him, like I can't shoot him basically through the wall, right? Is it worth stepping out, giving him a shot on me before shooting? Or should I wait a turn here and expect him to step in? Like if somebody knows the optimal tactic here on, do I wait turns? Do I step in? Do I, because I know waiting turns gives you more accuracy. So like that's kind of what I'm weighing against all this. Runia says, if you hit C, you can check the odds of something getting hit. Oh, nice. That would have been a lot easier. Good to know. So these things have 0% chance, and this one is negligible. But it's really just the gun and the armor, which is kind of unfortunate because this gun is the most important thing we got, obviously. Then how do I go back? W? Yeah, cool. Hey, level 5, welcome to the stream. Usually better to wait, they say. I have 45% avoidance. What I wish I knew was what is this guy's chance to hit me? Can we find that out? 12% on the heavy laser? Is that the answer? Waiting a turn is good if you are sure that they will step into view. See them not though. That's kind of what I'm saying is actually I don't know the AI well enough in this game yet to say for sure are they going to step here or is he going to stand there and shoot at me for a while? I'm guessing that because he has a laser and he's not one of those enemies that shoots through walls, he's going to step up. So let's wait. Cool, he does advance. There's a second one and a third. Cool. I'm now overheating. Interesting. So we've learned something here, a couple things actually, about the AI, but also the fact that I am going to overheat in extended fights. So does that change my plans here? I could throw this in the spare engine down because this one has a lot of integrity and is very unlikely to get hit. So I could throw this down, come back up here, grab that coolant again, and look at getting that implanted. I think that's probably the way to go. There's some noise up here, it looks like, so we're going to keep going down. What are you? Neutral? Decomposer? Derelict? Runia says that's their coverage, the 12%. Okay, so I can't actually see what is their chance to hit me, or is it always the theoretical avoidance rate here? Like, does every enemy have this chance to hit me, 40% or 50%? If you can't hit the enemy, they usually can't hit you, except guys with penetrating weapons like hunters, says Level. That's a good quick and dirty tip then, if nothing else. If I can't know the exact percent, that works as a quick and dirty one. System corrupted, burst signal emitted, 1% corruption. I'm guessing that was a trap, EMP trap. Hunters, behemoths, and heavies and their derivatives will shoot through walls, and it's based on their AI, says Runia. So we have experienced that a little bit in Factory. Dudes shooting through walls. Pretty scary. I thought I was hiding behind a door, and it wasn't good enough. So, what do we have down here? Abandoned machinery. Not likely to be defended then, right? What is this thing here? This almost looks like a slot that I can get into. I mean, it's abandoned and unknown, so I'm not going to do that, obviously, but is that what it is? I wonder. Okay, so my advice that I was given was correct. That the exit to the lower caves was in the opposite corner. So that's good to know. The follow-up question is, do we want to leave right away? Or is there any loot here worth looking for? I've been led to believe there's not a bunch of loot in the caves and that you kind of just use it to get rid of alert levels and get through to the next zone. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. We've got a rating 4 shrapnel gun here. 3x 6x15. Not interested. What's this? A door. Extension entrances ×1. So I guess that's this. Thanks for the clarification there, Doctor. He says heat over 200 will cause problems. Heat over 300 will mess you up. I'm guessing there's probably like some melting effects or something, so I'll keep an eye on that. And try to get that coolant injector at some point. Any amount of corruption will give a variable amount of effects with higher percent of corruption, making them more frequent and more problematic. What is this? It is a door. A door with no nearby wall. We've got a terminal that's been deactivated or something. Okay. This looks like it used to be a like a self-contained area, maybe a garrison type situation, but it's now empty. Any amount. Oh yeah, okay, I just read that. So I'm going to just go on, I think. I've made it through, I've cleared out basically half the level. And I think my priorities right now actually are going to be to just keep this autogun array alive and working for as long as I can because it's really just carrying me so much. In we go. Lower caves, level 2. So now I know that we're looking for the unique exit, which is at the end of this branch, or the factory exit, which should be down here in the bottom right-hand corner. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I'm thinking that I don't want to go to Zion because I'm currently allied with the Exiles. And so I think Zion's out for that reason. But if I find the data miner exit, I would absolutely take that. So I think I'm going to check the bottom left and see if that branch is there, that branch end. And if it's Zion instead, I'm going to come back and go back to the factory. Let me know what you guys think. Got a dead end. Runia says caves can have some cool stuff. I'd say with your current situation, you'd be okay full clearing caves, but it's not completely run defining. Okay. We'll do something in between those then. Zion doesn't care if you're Farcommed. Oh, okay. So would you recommend that I go to Zion or like any of the branch exits rather than factory? Yeah, you should visit both, the doctor confirms. Okay. I wasn't sure if they'd attack me on site or whatever. I just can't align with Zion, Runia says. Okay. Good to know, because I was going to skip that branch. Where are we here? Like the middle of the 6 tile layout, looks like. So, going to hug walls still. Don't want to fight out in the open if we can help it. Comm battery, bit of matter. Increases energy storage capacity by 200. I don't think I'm feeling any energy pressure at the moment. Oh, great, some viruses. Okay. Let's see, chance to hit, 31%. I guess I'll just stay put to build up my accuracy. 49% chance to hit. Got him. 68. I can't hit that guy. I'm going to step up. 36, 36. So the viruses are like the level 2 pests then, right? Seems like it to me. We've got a VTOL flight module with a support of 4. I just think that flight is basically off the table, right? Because this thing has a mass of 15 by itself, just my gun. So I guess we're not doing flight at the moment. Here is a basic auto gun, which is similar to what we've got here. 12 to 18 damage. Oh yeah, and this one has ×4 plus higher damage, so it's not even close, actually. Nuclear core, light nuclear core. Herman says the only branch you should not visit is only way later in the game. So any of the branches at the research level of the game are what I don't want to go to, right? Because of the, what's the thing called? The Farcom, right? They told me that anything in research branches will be problematic. Did that say Zion? Something about Zion? Acquired derelict extracted data, loading 1 lower caves exit. It said Zion. Okay, guess we're going to Zion, huh? There it is over there. Of course, we've got more viruses coming in, so we'll wait a turn. 58%. Let's get them. What's this guy? Oh. Cool. Anybody else want some? No? No takers? Currently at 597 integrity here, so I'm definitely taking hits, which is unfortunate. Still got a decent number of floors though at this rate. Hopefully that doesn't change or pick up. Lots of comm batteries. Runia says, by the way, just to answer your question earlier about enemy accuracy, base accuracy across the board is 60%. The enemies are affected by almost all the same accuracy modifiers as you, such as utilities, range, etc. Good to know. 60%. That's interesting. That seemed pretty low as a base accuracy rate in the game. Like, big picture here, thinking about Doom RL and what's the new one called? The one with the better graphics. Anyway, that variant of it. I feel like the base accuracy is like 72 or so. So base accuracy in this game of 60 seems a bit low to my estimates. Good to know, though. You can press 4 to highlight the exits you know. 4. Zion. Cool, good to know. More useful on other floors, I'm sure. Hermelin says, I hope claymores are there. If I get to use them, yeah. If they're traps, then please no. So here we go. Into Zion. Goal, escape. Jupiter Hell. Thank you, Runia. Yes. That is a game which I played quite a lot of when it first came out, and I've been feeling the inkling to get back into it. The art gallery doubles as a tally of all the parts you've discovered and used throughout all runs. All parts you've... Okay, escape and then open record. Sure. Why not? Gallery collection. Oh, this is nice. I like the layout of this. This is very cool. And it even... is this the artist? What is this? Andrew Smith. Maybe not. Maybe, though. I don't know. Yeah, this layout's really cool. Then I assume I can click and find out what the thing is. I don't know how useful this will be actually, but this is cool. It's a nice system. Lore collection, achievement, dump stats. Very cool. Nice. So there's no enemies here, right? We're just looking for people to talk to. A derelict emerges from the shadows. Hey, I've been waiting for you. Great. Where have you been all my life? I have friends in powerful places, and we'd like to help you. Okay. Main C's most potent advantage so far anyway, is overwhelming numbers. Should you find yourself up against unhealthy odds, call for help, and any machine with //fgem. Okay, so this is a code from a terminal, I assume, and we'll see what we can do. Neat. Warps through space. My job here is done. Cool. Okay. Well, I don't think that we're fighting. Well, what's his face in this game? Probably Main C. I think we'll save that for another run, unless I'm like super tanky and still have this autogun array on. But like, I think we're just looking to escape this run, get that first win in. We'll see. Runia says those are tags that KYZ gives to Patreon supporters. Very cool. I am on the medium storage unit. Nice. Hey, Mitch, welcome to the stream. I wish I had more guts to go through the learning process on these roguelikes. Well, I'll tell you what, I was asked yesterday about the learning curve of Cogmind versus other roguelikes, and I said the onboarding process is good. The learning, the ramp is maybe difficult, but like you can right click anything in the game to see what it is, not these things apparently. You can click on different items and it tells you full descriptions, damage ranges, like the information is very transparent and readily at hand. And under the manual, right, the manual in game is readily accessible. So I would say that Cogmind is right up near the top of games that have transparent information and are, in that sense, easy to get into. So I would recommend. And already, I'd say it's worth it, right? Like I haven't beat the game yet. This is my second run, but already I can tell you Cogmind is absolutely worth getting into. System quarantine in progress. I get an achievement for that. I lost my corruption due to this gate. And I think we're good, right? Just to come through here. Hot tip, Runia says, remove your weapon for now. You'll know when you can put it back on. Now that's a problem, Runia, because I don't have anywhere to store it. Thanks, Daniel. Welcome to the stream. He says the code changes every run. You can use it at any terminal to help in a fight. Runia then confirms, okay, you can ignore my previous advice. You got your corruption cleared. Yeah, because if the corruption causes me to shoot something in here and they all go hostile, that'd be really bad, right? So that was the warning. But to my knowledge, this gate right here always clears corruption. So I hope that's I hope we've learned something here, I guess. I think that's correct. It's a little data miner guy. Okay, so question mark flashing means he has something to tell me, right? Can you come back? Why are you running? Main Sea has boosted complex defenses significantly since that ship landed. That ship. Not sure which one. Few derelicts that venture further than the edges have ever returned. Ever return. Okay, I was like, is there a grammar mistake? No, I just can't read. Moving on. So there's a spaceship. Since it came, Main Sea has been going crazy or something. Lots of guys to talk to here. We've had a few bots from the self-proclaimed UFD visit not long ago. If you ask me, those feds are pretty arrogant, spewing nonsense about wanting to bring education and enlightenment to the caves around OB10. I'd rather grease my screws with sand. Excellent writing. It's appreciated. These guys, these little bots are moving through the walls here, which I cannot do. And there's lots of them, so I guess I'm not going to talk to everybody, huh? This guy looks like he's worth talking to. He's not moving, and he's big. You can borrow any of these. You can borrow any of these you like. Just promise to bring them back. To bring back 2 different archives in return. Some schematics sure are hard to get, especially the newer OB10 combat variants, but one day I'll have seen them all. Schematic archives. Okay. Lore time, says Daniel. And Rooney is saying, you learned in the best way possible. Yeah. I mean, I do appreciate advice, and I don't mind spoilers at all if you guys want to give them to me. But stumbling upon things, which I have been, is also fun. It's all good. I'm enjoying the experience, no doubt about it. Let's see, this guy. Borrow any you like. Yeah, okay. So how do I know what I want to borrow, though? Whoops, I just grabbed 2 of them. Well, that solves that question. Thermatic laser and... Oh, I see. They can be used at fabricators to build something. View all schematics in possession via the status screen. And I got the system restoration module. If you want to talk to everybody, I can drop everything because no one here will steal your stuff. Core hover is decently fast, Daniel says. Okay, so I can't tell a priori what these are for. I picked up 2. He said take any 2. They're apparently not items, whatever they are, they're information. You can borrow any of these you like. Just promise to bring back 2 different archives in return. Is that a thing I actually have to do? Is this a quest of sorts? You can grab them all, no penalties. Okay, answering that question immediately. Thank you, Runia. So it's all kinds of schematics for weapons, it looks like, different mods. Can I grab that one? I can't seem to move through the wall to get it, so I guess it's stuck. This one is a factory interactive machine intel. Okay. Very cool, very cool. Oh, this guy wants to talk. Pretty sure the assembled are another Main Sea experiment gone wrong, very wrong. All right, here's a stationary dude. Nope, just kidding. He's running. I haven't figured out who I have to talk to here yet. I don't think anyone from the past few generations has ever actually seen the deep caves. There sure are plenty of stories, though. I tried rigging an active sensor suite, scrapped from a heavy chassis to see how they're able to use it to mask their allies from sensors, but it seems like that feature requires an active connection to some OB10 system. This guy looks like a static dude. Warlord is pissed about Main C's expansion into complex OB10. Oh, that's interesting. So I thought Main C was like part of OB10. This almost describes it as the complex itself, whereas Main C I know is like a sentient being. He's set up a new base deeper in the caves, as if the distance hides him from Main C's spies. Haha. I think he's scared too and probably getting ready to attack as soon as God mode is ready. Oh dear, God mode. Yeah, so I have looked a bit ahead, to be fair. I know what Warlord is and that there's an ending based on Warlord. And I'm currently thinking that even if given the opportunity, we're going to avoid the Warlord area and all of that. Just because it seems like it's combat oriented and carries a lot more risk than I want to take for my first win. And since I'm just going for the basic escape win, probably, I'm not going to get into all that fighting and ambushing and the rest, right? So I think, I mean, tell me if I'm horribly wrong about this, but I think I'm going to skip that this time. Optimally, we get a first win here as a simple escape, and we're happy enough and learned enough to come back and get other wins next time around. Rooney is saying you can view all the schematics you currently have in the S menu. Status, S. This looks like a nice screen, but is not what you're talking about. Oh yeah, schematics, parts, robots, okay. Otherwise, though, this is like my character screen, isn't it? Nice. I can't believe I'm just now finding this. So this is scanning abilities, terrain and density scanning with detail levels, various resistances, melee modifiers. Yeah, really nice. It's fascinating that I could play this far into the game and not know that this existed. What a game. Very strange. I was super afraid of grabbing schematics stuck in the machinery, says level 5, but you can break the wall without angering them. Just don't miss. Okay, nah. Runia says, lol, ever since KYZ implemented bots walking through machines, it made getting lore in Zion kind of a hassle. Yep, I've noticed that. The doctor says you should not be scared about meeting everybody unless you've been a bad bot. The thing is that you're assuming I know what being a bad bot is, right? Like attacking neutrals is probably bad, so I won't be doing that. But otherwise, I don't really know. Like, is there anything I can do to betray any of the different factions without knowing that I'm doing so? That's the real question I have. These doors are sealed for a reason, and it's not to keep you or anyone else out. If you have proper authorization, go ahead and get yourself scrapped. I think this is the thing I can't do, right? Because I'm allied with the exiles. We aren't even sure what's down there anymore, but it only ever got worse over time, so I can't imagine it's a nice place for a stroll. Oh, or is this the exit? Deep containment. Okay. Blast doors. So I could probably blast my way through there if I wanted, but I think we're just looking for the next cave section or whatever, right? So I had this idea. Swords are powerful, right? Well, that has been my experience. Well, why wait until we close the gap with an enemy to attack? Just throw one at them. Okay, I'm on board. And then I had an even better idea. Why not make the swords explode on contact too? Keep talking. I just pumped out another batch here. Let's spread the love all the way to OB10. Once I've perfected the design, I need to send a batch up to Warlord. Cool. These? Prototype special weapon. A thrown sword weapon. That's cool. I mean, it could be the next thing I use, right? Other than when this gun goes out, basically. But I'd have to drop stuff. Are these worth picking up? They sound fun. The insane amount of detail the game puts at our fingertips is one of my favorite things about this game. Yeah, I'm also enjoying it. DZ Kane, welcome to the stream, saying yes, usually allying with a faction locks the others out. Locks them out from alliances, right? But doesn't actually make them angry at you, it seems. Deep Caves, Runia says. Oh my god, I'm here. Don't go into the deep caves. It's Omega super spooky. Okay, good to know. And Herman says, hell yeah, grab them all. Okay. Well, what do we drop? I guess I can replace a leg here and drop a leg. Truth is that I don't feel like my matter is testing me very much, but as I get into harder fights, I might need this matter pod, so I don't want to get rid of it. I just don't know what to get rid of, to be honest. This armor plating, I guess, is kind of weak. We'll find a better one. System shield is about hacking. We could get rid of that, right? What's this recalibrator do? Fixes stuff up. I've got a shield, a transmission jammer, a matter filter, and matter pod. So that's going to help with my matter. I've got a coolant. So these are all combat oriented. This is about hiding, defense, and then hacking. So I guess we can get rid of this. Filter can go, they say. Okay. A recalibrator is not good for you. Yeah, so it doesn't work on autogun array, right? You currently have a severe lack of backup propulsion. I just dropped a spare leg, but you're right. I have none if I drop that leg. Do I actually want to grab all of these, I guess is the question. Because I could grab two, keep a leg, keep that armor maybe. You currently have, oh, okay, I read that. No bias. These are busted. Are they more or less busted than the current gun I have? Because this gun is super busted, and I've been really enjoying it. I assume it's not as good as this gun, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, exploding thrown sword seems obviously good on the face of it, so who am I to say? You can drop the auto gun to identify the swords with the highest count. Okay. So what, equip it? Disposable 5, and then I can take it off? Okay, I identified them all. So I have 5s and a 4 and then a 2. So let's not carry that, right? And then we'll equip this. There we go. And I've got 3 in inventory. These swords are better than your gun array. Okay. They are consumable, busted consumables, basically. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I've got X number of thrown swords that explode on contact. So it's like, do I drop the heavy rocket launcher maybe? And then carry a spare leg probably? Or if they're that busted, let's just drop the rocket launcher. This is probably better than that. Just have 4 of these. And we'll worry about extra legs later on maybe. I wish I had more storage, but we are about to upgrade utility slots at the very least, right? So that seems good, I think, where we're at. If somebody thinks I've left something on the ground that I shouldn't have, let me know. I'll keep exploring until then. What do we have here? Friendly units and a quest guy. Careful, don't touch anything. I've almost got this thing working again. Who would have thought this prototype conduit-based teleportation tech somebody hacked from Main Sea a while back would actually work one day? Think of all the applications. Of course, valuable tech like this will need to keep hidden and only dare use in the most serious emergencies. Okay. I won't touch, just as you've said. Cool, though. Here's the imprinter. I know I was looking for him for whatever reason. We'll find out. DZ says, yeah, you'll probably find another launcher before you run out of swords. Cool. And I mean, that's after my autogun, right? I'm going to plan to use this autogun for now until it's dead, and then I'll use swords, I guess. Hello? Why can't I talk to you? Here I was just about to greet a new specimen to our ranks, but no, I can sense their tech 3 caves away. Get out of here before I'm forced to do something you'll regret. Yep, that's the guy that doesn't like us then, because of our alliances. Quarantine array scanned. 1 system. Cleaned 1. Cleaned 1. Pretty sure the cloak generators don't actually do anything. They're just here to make us feel better. So Zion is hiding from the machine overlords, as it were. Nothing matrixy here. No, sir. There's some scrap. Weapon cycler and a heavy armor plating. Reduces collective firing time of all non-melee weapons by 15%. Incompatible with quantum capacitator, launcher loader, and autonomous weapons. Both of these items seem pretty cool. Did he grab Farcom? You're right, I don't see it, do I? Yeah, don't walk into the imprint machine. I didn't walk into it, did I? But Farcom's at least not active here, is it? I hope he didn't steal it from me. I've been using that. Oh, DZ saying, did I grab it? Me personally, yes. I got Farcom and XLAA. Thanks for clarifying, Doctor. Yeah, I chose the XLAA because it didn't rely on cooling and other items. It just works on its own, I figured, so I'd take that. Let's see, this has integrity 222, coverage of 600. Whoa, coverage is way better on this thing. Currently has more integrity, so I do want to swap these, don't I? And then I've got a shield generator. Maybe I throw this on the ground, shield generator. It's only a rating of 2. Both of these armors seem better, right? Than the shield generator? That's what my gut's telling me. Cannot be deactivated. Insufficient free slots. Oh, it takes 2 slots? Yes, utility times 2. So that, yeah, it's better for that reason, I guess. I'll carry it with me. No, it also takes capacity of 2. 2 spaces for heavy is expensive. It is. 15 mass is the same. So I don't want this probably. Oh no, this is quite a bit lighter as well. Okay. What about weapon cycler? This seems really good. 15%. My autogun right now is already delay minus 100. An extra 15% lower probably isn't that meaningful next to the delay I already have. Heavy armor is also hot. Good point. Medium armor and shield gen is probably better. Shield gen and med is better than heavy right now. Okay, everybody seems to be on the same page with that. PPLM, welcome to the stream. They're saying a pretty good Exiles vault. Yeah, everybody was pretty stoked when I dropped those items. Obviously, it was my first time seeing it, but I'm feeling good about it now, I can tell you that. It's been hard carrying us, that's for sure. Okay, where am I trying to go here? I'm not sure where the exit is, basically. I think I'm ready to go, right? I've got the thing that I wanted, which was the swords, apparently. Is there anybody else to talk to? I'm not going out there again. The last trip was way too close. Things are getting hairy. Warlord has enough advanced forces and a broad enough sphere of influence that he shouldn't really need our increasingly ineffective scavenging force efforts. Seeing as I won't need them anymore, you want my self-destruct interrupters. Sure, maybe. What is it? Remotely deactivates self-destruction routines employed by OB-10 robots in some scenarios. Drop to activate, retrieve to deactivate. So apparently there's like suicide bombers or something later in the game, and this stops them. Inventory item. Your exit is top right. Thank you. Weapon cycle.xlaa. Shoot faster than your shadow, says the doctor. Can I feasibly pick this up right now, and is it worth it? I don't know how prevalent the explodey dudes are going to be later on, right? You told me this recalibrator isn't really that useful for my build. Let me read it again. I might throw it on the ground. 70% chance each turn to restore a broken or malfunctioning part. Attached or in inventory. Unable to repair alien tech. So it can't fix my gun, but it can fix my other stuff, right? Daniel saying, for the cave's special areas, the exit will be above the entrance. Okay. And DZ saying, no OB10 parts, self-destruct in caves can be good to save parts for salvage while in caves, but hard to justify on a 10-slot inventory. Okay. It does nothing for me on my difficulty. I've seen difficulty being mentioned. What is difficulty? Is it a situation where you beat the game once and you turn up the difficulty somehow? Or are you talking about like the ending that I'm trying to get? Oh, so it's all the way back here. I gotcha. If you have to pass through complex OB10, keeping a low profile is the best way to survive. Going on a rampage attracts attention, a fact that becomes painfully obvious once an ARC unloads a bunch of angry unaware in your face. Yeah. Oh, he has saves? You're on adventurer mode at the moment. I am? I don't even know what that means, to be perfectly honest. Or, like, I didn't see the setting. Is that something I change after I win, or... You got the choice of rogue, explorer, or adventurer when you started the game for the first time. Right, so the first time I started the game was years ago, and I have no idea what I would have selected, but you're telling me I'm on adventurer mode. So what does that mean? I don't know why I wouldn't have selected rogue, probably because I was trying to learn the game. So you're telling me that if I die, I come back or something at a checkpoint. Also, clarify, if I go to rogue mode, does anything about the actual difficulty of the game change? Other than being permadeath, of course. Yeah, like permadeath obviously makes it harder in an essentially rogue-like way. But otherwise, is this any different in terms of like actual difficulty of fights or anything else like that? You are harder to hit and more resistant and stuff. Really? I did not know that. Huh. Well, I'll change it next time. You can view all the differences in the manual. Rogue doesn't give you any bonuses in combat. Okay, thanks for that. I didn't even know. I also don't know how you guys can tell by looking. But obviously you're able to tell something about my stats or something else, right? Interesting. I didn't have any idea. I assumed we were playing permadeath. I've certainly been playing like it's permadeath, and I'm going to continue to do so. It's a little bit disappointing, to be perfectly honest, that the game is a bit easier when you're not in rogue. Like usually, say Caves of Cud, for example, you don't get any bonuses to anything when you're not in roguelike mode. You just don't have permadeath on. So yeah, I think I don't know. I need to look at it more, but I would not like that if that's the case. Of course, I'm never going to play this mode again after this game anyway, so I guess I don't really care. Like I only play these games to play roguelike and permadeath. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm still playing permadeath. Save load in the main menu and the dividers between equipment slots are gray, which is adventure mode. Okay. Rogue can take dozens of hours to get your first win. I honestly recommend other difficulties to get familiar. UI is different back color. Right. Are you saying that roguelike mode does not have hibernate? Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, Cymec, that's exactly where my headspace is at too, right? I'm not in any way new to, traditional roguelikes. I'm pretty good at a few of them, as a matter of fact. I'm just new to this one. So I would be playing in roguelike if I knew any better. But actually, when I started up this game, I clicked the start game from the Steam menu or whatever, and it brought up the like tutorial zone. Like I started in game on this character without any menus to my knowledge. I don't think I'm remembering that wrong. But like this recent time I didn't get to pick, so I'm not sure how to change it, but I'll be looking at doing that. Okay, we've got a Slayer here, which is, I think, one of the Hunter bots. Yeah, okay, there it is. Hunter. He's walking quickly. Pretty sure this is one of the guys that shoots through walls. Runia says it does have hibernate, just not restore points. Okay, gotcha. Tutorial zone is normal. The first screen you're shown is always the difficulty selection. And it only shows this the first time you run the game. So yeah, so the question, oh, that's Grid Sage Games. Welcome to the stream. How do I change difficulties then? Or how do I change into Rogue version? KYZ in the house. Welcome. Thanks for joining. I'm going to go try to hide around this wall. I'm not sure how effective that's going to be because I think this Hunter class can shoot through walls. But that is my stated plan for the time being. Yeah, penetrated by slugs, so I was right about that. I've got 2 walls here and 3 walls here, so I'm guessing it can't penetrate both, or there's like a lower chance maybe. Options menu. 4. Do. Difficulty, adventure, interesting. Explorer mode is relatively easy. Adventure mode is fairly challenging. You're saying I'm in adventure mode. Yeah, okay. And Rogue is extremely hard, but is the mode Cogmind was designed for. See the manual for details about each mode. Changes in this setting will not take effect until starting a new run. Well, we'll just fix that right now. Good to know. So it's in the manual mode. Well, never mind. I'm not going to do this on stream. I'll look at it later. Let's do this fight. Thanks for updating me on that. I would have never figured that out probably until I died, right? If I die, I'm sure I'll figure it out. But oh no. I understand now. Actually, I've figured it out because I died on my first run through and it said, do you want to restart or something like that, right? And so this run is a restart of that last run, which is why I didn't get the option, probably. Wanted to stop by, Grid Sage says, wanted to stop by since I'm familiar with Draconius and was happy to see y'all trying out Cogmind. Well, I appreciate that. Are you familiar with me from DCSS or one of the other roguelikes that I play? Or just being around the roguelike Discord, probably, right? But yeah, I've been meaning to get back to Cogmind for quite a long time, so I'm happy to be finally doing it, and I gotta say, I've been loving every minute of it so far. In fact, I've appreciated it more this second time through after I've got better at the other roguelikes and come back to this. I've had no qualms with having to change out weapons and things like that. I like the system. I like everything about it, actually. And as I've been saying, I don't know if you heard me say, but the transparency of information in this game is peak. Absolutely top marks on the transparency of being able to right click and being able to select information, find information from everything. So well done. Overall, very, very good. Just passing a few turns here. Here he comes. 79%. But okay, so here comes back to the question we had on the previous fight about AI. The other enemies will take a step here because they can't shoot through walls, but I'm assuming this guy can shoot through walls and therefore will not take a step. And so I should probably step up to him. So I think we're going to do that. Because he's just going to stand there and shoot through this wall and hit me, right? So I think we got a step. Now we got 72% to hit. And my gun is not activated somehow. Now it's 85. We got a second one coming. Cool. Now the conundrum. Oh yeah, I can hit him like this. Nice. Whoops. %85 chance to hit, but it's not happening for me. I'm now overheating as well. Doctor says, adventure mode is fun, to be honest. You'll have a good time in this run before you go into Rogue. Indeed, I already have. Mission accomplished. And Grid Sage says, transparency good, design in a lot of respects, was at first influenced by a lot by DCSS, one of my favorites. And I am shooting past him. Yeah, okay. So when I'm highlighting like this, my intuition says that I would be hitting him and everything in this line, right? Like if I went like this, in DCSS, that means this whole green line gets hit or can get hit by a projectile. You're targeting the empty space. So the bullets effectively pass through him. Or is it more like it's like creating an angle through here almost, right? Is the way to imagine that? Okay, so we'll step up. Disabled because I'm overheat and in danger. I think I just messed up there. Let's run. Yeah, definitely messed up, not paying attention to the heating. Grid Sage says, Cogmind is indeed different in that respect because he doesn't fill his cell. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So let's try to dissipate some heat. Back online. Heat does dissipate pretty quickly. This is disabled by 2, okay. Ooh, he's still shooting me through the wall. These are back online. Heating is dissipating. Here he comes. He can't shoot through 4 walls is what I'm interpreting this to be. Maybe not even through 2. It looks like maybe just 1. Drake about to learn about cell subdivisions. Melting, says the doctor. Yes, so did I take any damage from the melting, or was it just the fact that these got shut down due to heat? That's what it looks like. Turning off your engine when you don't need energy is a good way to lower your heat. Good tip. My heat's still above 100, so I'm just going to keep running. Trying to stay behind 2 tiles. Heat's now at 0. So I'm going to pass a turn and then step up, I think. Or do I stay hidden here, actually? No. The answer to that question was no. 74. Matter warning. Yeah, because it took me so long to kill these guys. Flexi-carbon legs. Targeting computer. Increases accuracy by 5%. Possibly meaningful. Grid Sage says you can inspect his weapons and see how much he can shoot through. That would be good to know. I'll do that next time. Okay, flexi-carbon leg. Replaced. Is that better than what I'm currently carrying? Just kidding, we don't have a backup leg. I'm going to leave it here for now, I guess. Normally, the baseline to hit there would be much less after stepping out, says DZ. Yeah, my thinking there was, like, I knew that after moving until I waited, but I couldn't shoot through this wall and he was shooting me. So I guess my thinking had to change so that I needed to engage him so he couldn't shoot me through the wall. With normal enemies, I would have hid behind this wall longer and let them come to me, but a lot of claymores I see, says Grid Stage. So the thrown sword, right? Oh, I see. Okay, that guy was referring to them as swords, but they actually say throwing claymores. Got it. Maybe I should be using those in this area. Timeout. Let's look at the map. I'm in the bottom right. We're in the proximity caves. I know these are dangerous compared to the other caves, so I think we're going top right from bottom left. Dr. Hermlin says, I finally got somebody to pick up all the claymores. You did indeed. Now, I'm not using them yet. Should I be? The problem is inventory space. Ooh, fighter. He's got an axe. Interesting. He's currently running with an axe. He's a duelist class. This is the first time I'm seeing this, I think. Core shielding, melee suite, carbon fiber legs, etc. I think I stand and fight this guy. I don't want to be in melee, but he's going to chase me down. DZ saying he's not in such a bad shape he needs to switch them, you mean? They are OP, so current situation is fine. Claymores are normally for serious problems. The only issue there, Grid Sage, is identifying the serious problems is going to be a challenge on my second playthrough here, or whatever. Okay, so I guess we wait. He steps up. 87%. 95. Matter is low, so this is becoming an issue, probably. Yellow bots generally all die to 4 weapons. Says DZ. Now we've got a soldier. He's a slightly different color. A little bit darker orange. I think that's like a higher level enemy. He's got a heavy laser. Ooh, found another one around the corner. So we're about to get flanked. And we're at 135 heat. Luckily, these guys die pretty quickly. Another carbon fiber leg. What are we doing here in terms of legs? I probably need more of them. There's scrap as well. Let's go check scrap. Arm leg. Excuse me? Support is 16. That's better than what we got, isn't it? No, support is 20 here. 15 there. So it's better than one of them. Yellow bots generally all die to 4 weapons. Yeah, Grid Sage says, indeed, new roguelikes are always like that. Yep. Weight redistribution. Increases mass support by 9. Utility slot. That would be useful, potentially. Though at the moment, we are like way overclocked on carrying capacity. I don't know if that's going to continue to be the case, but reduces damage of each incoming kinetic or thermal projectile by 6. Only usable if no active force fields, shield generators, remote shields, or energy mantles. This is cool. Like, damage shaving of any kind is always good. And by 6 seems pretty high. Can't use it with an active shield, though, which means this one that I'm not currently using. By comparison, this one blocks 25% of damage, just flat. And it costs energy. Well, early in the game, this is better, but later on, the shields are better, right? That'd be my assumption. Hunter legs are good, grunt legs are mediocre. Armored legs are a big chunk of integrity. Oh, armored legs. Yes, of course. I read that as arm leg. Arm.leg. Gotcha. Actually, what does that say down here? Armored leg. Just the kicking thing, running state, evasion. So that's all the same as any leg. Integrity is kind of low. Coverage is 100. Actually, the integrity at 50% is higher than this carbon fiber leg is at max. And the titanium leg. And this leg. So these are amazing compared to what I've currently got. Hard light is especially good versus multi-projectile weapons like the Gatlin lasers on sentries. It has a larger energy cost to maintain, but does need an energy pool. Oh, doesn't need an energy pool like the shield. Better for long battles. Yeah. So whenever anybody's shooting multiple weapons, you're saying it's better. I can't wear either of them right now, realistically. So I'm going to throw that hacking suite on the ground. Pick this up. And this is fragile, isn't it? Yeah. So I just got to wait until I upgrade, I think is where I'm at with it. These are all carbon fiber legs, so I guess we're just moving on. I really, really want backup legs, but I just don't have any. Like I did say, though, we're at 42 of 74 on weight, so we're sitting in a pretty good position. Now, this area here, I don't want to go into because these are collapsing, right? This is a bomb. So can I go around? Maybe. My matter is almost topped up again, but I gotta really watch out for that. I'm running out of it pretty quickly. These were also carbon legs over here, okay? Just keep an eye out now for armored legs, because those are obviously quite a bit better. Dead end. Which is unfortunate because I do not have any mining tools right now. Yeah, carrying backup propulsion is good. I know that it is. I'm just really unwilling to throw any of these things down. I keep getting told the recalibrator isn't really for my build. So maybe I'll carry one extra leg. I kind of want all of these things at some point installed. At least that's what my gut's saying. Those are just missing walls that might collapse. The structural scanner can tell you if a cave-in will actually occur on a square. And Hermelin says, I would suggest trying to fit a large storage unit instead of a medium one and going 5 or 6 legs eventually. Yeah, at this point I have the weight to do it, right? Ironically, I found a large storage unit a while back and threw it on the ground. That whole room exploded due to a trap. It's fine to pass through. Okay. I mean, hopefully there's no hidden traps here, right? That's the only question. Come on, something good. Xenon Bombardment Thruster. Cool name. 6 support. It's just not going to be enough. Yeah, no integrity to speak of. Hello, soldiers and veteran. Man, and I'm standing in bad positioning here. Well, none of these guys can shoot through walls, right? So I'm also running at 122 with 3 momentum. $68 and $73. My autogun just fell apart. As DZ Kane says, autogun carries here probably. Well, for some reason it fell apart. That is a Claymore moment. Well, that is my only alternative, so. Now, of course, the problem is that it's going to explode. What is my radius? I assume it's going to explode, right? Range of 16. Lots of damage. Directional explosion with a 90-degree arc also inflicts 85 to 115 X damage out to a distance of 7. Okay. Yeah, don't claymore your autoguns. Good point. I assume I can put them back together then. Dr. Hamlin confirming, remember that the exiles were a bit weird. Is there weirdness that their guns just fall apart sometimes mid-battle? Because that's unfortunate. This positioning here is bad too, because like reading this, the explosion is a 90-degree arc. So I assume that I can do this even in melee. That would be crazy if true, but If it's a 90-degree arc from this position and it goes out like this, basically, then it doesn't hit me, I think. But I probably want a little distance, right? It's a cone behind the enemy hit. So does this work? If I hit this guy, it won't hit these guns? You're good to Claymore here, Cymex says. I have to say that's not immediately intuitive because like it's a bomb, but it does say very clearly 90-degree arc. And so if that's a 90-degree arc, it's like hitting all these guys potentially and not my guns. I'm going to trust you, Cymek. I think you're probably right. That's my reading of it too. So, oh, there we go. If I just click the guy, it'll tell me. Look at that damage arc. That is beautiful. Throw now, enjoy the exploding enemies. Hey, if the dev says do it, I'm going to absolutely oblige. When you aim, it'll show you. Yep, if you aim, it'll show you. Good chance a new player never sees claymores before they quit, says DZ. Well, here we go. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful targeting array. Oh, F shows me the arc too. Good to know. Get some. Now we've got carbon fiber legs on the ground that I don't want to explode. The problem is that I don't have any other weapons, which I guess if I knew these were going to fall apart, then I wouldn't have made that oversight. Because I want this matter and any other loot they dropped. So what do I do positioning-wise? Are these useful to me at all? So it broke down into other prototype guns, I'm guessing. Is that right? And if I attach this, it'll be a different auto gun, basically? Grab guns off the ground and use those. Okay. Confirming what I am expecting to be true. XL autogun subcomponent. Right, so the autogun itself was a 4x projectiles, taking 4 slots. Now it's broke and I've got a single one with the same damage, basically. Turn that off. Very cool. I like it. Oh, and one of them was under me, so I could have just picked it up. Well, we learn. Every little bit we learn. Got him. Pick up all my guns. Full on matter. Okay, well, we have certainly learned something, haven't we? By we, I mean me. I've got all 4 of those guns. They independently have 150 integrity. Okay. One as backup. Turn off the mines. Cool. Carrying on. Auto guns go brr. Yep. Unstable cave ceiling collapses. Because of my claymore, I suppose. Let's see where we're at. Okay, almost there. This looks like abandoned machinery. That's never been a problem before, so I guess we'll just keep heading this way. Treads. Corrupted. Comm battery. Neutrino core. My core is currently just fine. 14 supply versus 13, so I could upgrade. Integrity's pretty low, though. I hit the A button and it didn't replace it, so I'm taking that to mean the game doesn't think it's actually better. I guess that's probably true. Runia says basically the XLAA breaks apart into 4 subcomponents at 50% integrity, practically just as good as the whole gun. Practically, the difference being, correct me if I'm wrong, that the coverage is actually the same too, isn't it? 7% times like 4 would be the same as what it was before, so that's the same. I was thinking that these independent ones will break down faster than the original one would, but maybe that's not true. There's the stairs. So the map layout was just as I expected, which is fantastic. And going back to factory means that we can level up. Cool. Made it through proximity mines. Nice. Okay, so currently I'm thinking we go 2 points into utility so that we can get all of our utility stuff upgraded. I'm just going to take a 30-second break. Let me know if you guys think that my thinking is in the right direction here, that I go to utility, especially considering I don't have any backup legs to speak of. I don't feel like I need more weapons either. So 30-second break. I'll be right back. Let me know what you think. And we're back. Two utility is probably correct. DZ says two utilities give you more space for processors, armor, and cooling. The doctor says that's what I'm thinking as well. All right, we are now on -6 factory. Standing next to a terminal. Beautiful. Got an achievement for coming back out of the caves, probably. Rooney also says go to utility unless you want to upgrade to high capacity storage, which would need at least another prop slot. Well, I don't have high capacity storage at the moment. And the things that I'm carrying around are actually, I mean, now there's some weapons, but these are all like utility items, more or less. My first thought is things like transmission jammer, shield generator, rather than the matter pod. Let's see, these are all, yeah, none of them are fragile. So I can use any of them and switch them around as I want. This hard light generator seems good for shielding, so let's do that. And I'm thinking transmission jammer. Blocks all local transmissions from visible hostiles in a range of 12, making it impossible for them to share information about your current position. Small chance to fail. Prevents calls for reinforcements, suppresses alarm traps. All that just sounds really good. You can look up achievements in the menu and sort by new. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, level 5. Runia says large storage would work here just fine and would give you 5 more slots to work with. Transmission jammer is an S tier utility. That was my gut feeling as well. So our weight is still good. Our energy, however, is not. So what do we do about that? Turning off a gun doesn't do it. Hermelin saying if you kill haulers, you'll find a large storage unit eventually. And Cymex says some say transmission jammer is a required part. Well, good thing we found it then. What do I do about my power? I've got +0, -11. Let's take a step. Yeah, so it is actually taking -11. What do I do about that? It almost feels like I need another power slot now because of that. Turn off the hard light until you need it. Yeah, so how do I know when I need it? Like when there are multiple enemies firing or any kind of like multi-shot type damage cannot be deactivated. Oh, that's my armor plating. Yep, that did it. That does shorten my endurance in fights. Open DCF at 60%. Failed. Access unlocked. Sweet. Oh, it's right here too. Is this a new zone? And do I want to go in there? My gut says probably. I did just get my evolution level up. Oh, you're saying disable power in combat. Good point, because I'll regen then. So if the fight goes on too long, we can disable it. Don't go in, says Simac. This is pretty dangerous, right? You can go into DSF, but it will be a bit harder than usual. And DZ says when you're running, but you are stationary, it is a power neutral. The first bracket is standing. The second is while moving next to power. Okay, I see. So standing still, we're fine. And then I start moving and it's a problem. Got it. Seeing pests over here. Phase cannon and thermic laser. Angel, this is a new unit. It's a disabled angel. So if I had hacking, I could hack it and what? Make it a friend or steal its stuff, maybe? That's just a surf. I've got a garrison down here, so my gut says avoid that. What else do we see? Oh, wow, I have mapping of this whole place. What is S? That's a new one. There's another S. Oh, yeah, okay. So I guess I'm going for T's. There's a bunch of T's down here. There's fabricators. I do have a bunch of fabricator recipes. I don't see any stairways here. Maybe S is just structural, probably. So there's a bunch of terminals down here, recyclers, etc. The problem is I got to go right by the garrison, which scares me a little bit. Let me catch up on chat here. It says, you can definitely clear DSF with Claymore and XLAA. Well, I'd expect so, right? DSF is total gamble and generally not worth skipping a floor. Okay. You're currently using a light power source which has low energy storage. Using a non-light one is better. Right. The light angular momentum engine. So I'll look for an upgrade there. Daniel saying I got some factory intel from Zion. Okay. That's right, I did, didn't I? DZ Kane likes DSF, but the experience has made me more wary. S equals a scantalizer. You just have machine data you picked up earlier. Okay. So I have not run into a scantalizer yet. I'm not sure if I want that, but I am seeing lots of terminals, and I know I want those. Also a repair area down there. So for better or worse, I'm going to go this direction. There's a titanium leg, 17 support. Pick it up. Micro actuators is about melee damage, not interested. Reaction control enables responsive movement to avoid direct attacks, 10% to dodge while in legs. That's good. Same chance to evade. So this is nice, actually. You did mention, somebody mentioned, I could disable this garrison potentially. Let's go try. Increases energy gun / cannon damage by 15. That's cool. These are not energy weapons though. And yeah, I already found this. Reduced energy cost. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. This is my first time clicking on a garrison. High chance of detection. Seal access. Seal the door, preventing squad dispatches from this location and slowing down extermination squad response times across the entire floor at 25%. Well, I could try it at least once, right? Failed. Try again. I did it. Nice. 2 rolls of 25% and we're good to go. And throw away the key, says the achievement. Indeed. Whoops. Found an informer. Shoot. Well, at least I just shut down that garrison, huh? What's my chance of hitting this guy? 42. There's a trap. Proton bomb trap. Got him. Improved hover units have support of 7. It's still too low. What's this guy doing here? Engineer and stuff, probably. Explosion damage resistance. Increased generation of power source by 20%. Well, there's nothing I want to give up for this. But that would solve my current problem. Let's throw this on the ground. I'm going to pick this up. If I get a chance to put it on, maybe I will. Because that would be enough to cover me with this shield. I still don't feel like I can take anything else out, though. Informer. Did he see me? I think he did. Maybe not. There's also a pest over here, or a virus rather. Cymex saying particle chargers are good if they let your energy weapons kill the enemy in less core hits. Yeah, that makes sense. More damage, right? We have a ton of damage right now, though, so I'm feeling good about it. Runia says, all right, I guess the downside to the XLI breaking apart is that now you'll suffer recoil accuracy penalties. Good point. I, of course, didn't think about that, but I do know recoil exists. Still seems pretty good, though. If this guy pops around the corner, I'm going to blast him. Nope. Okay, run. Towards the viruses, that's a little unfortunate. I don't see much of an alternative, though, so... Hey, there's prototype engines. One of them saw me. Maybe? $35 to hit. Wait a turn. I'm shooting towards nuclear reactors, which certainly questionable. Nice. 3 shots, 3 kills. Okay, we got this guy over here. He's in a room, luckily. Now, how bad could this... oh, he says Claymore time. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Good point. It would have been. What are the chances this engine is a problem for me? Informers can only let other enemies near them know your location, says Daniel. They can't call new patrols, and if you know an informer saw you and didn't call for friends, that means he doesn't have any near him. Helpful when you don't have Farcom. Cool. Good info. It's gambling time, says level 5. Yeah, that's what my gut says too. Heavy deuterium. Gives me an energy warning, but that's because I have a larger storage of it. Let's see what it does. Integrity 120, coverage is 5%, mass is 11, so it's heavy. Supply is 13. Doesn't seem to have a downside. Same supply, larger storage, larger integrity. So it's an upgrade? Yes. A little heavier though. We're good. That's fine. I'm going to throw this down and grab another one. Now this one, supply of 9, not even relevant. Okay. Pull up on matter again. Nice. Have more power suitable for your build now. Absolutely. Even though we're going to drain faster, we have more of it that we can drain, which means we can fight for longer. All good. Get out of my way. I'm seeing movement down to the right. Okay, is this a extermination event? Programmers report to factory zone where I'm at, more or less. So we're almost down to where we want to be, but my gut says we need to hide soon here. Going to want to get another power slot very soon, says Grid Sage. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Definitely feeling it. Cymex says, I recommend you use all 4 XL autoguns in your volley since the delay stacks very well. You'll actually be shooting less turn units than... Oh, by using 4 guns. Oh, I see what you're saying, because the turn delay is a stacking event. It's almost like a stat stick in that sense, you're saying. So it's not that each gun has negative 50, it's that all 3 guns have negative 150. Is that what you're telling me? Because that's crazy. DZ says, is it disruption or general EM damage that blows engines? And Daniel says, programmer equals extermination. Okay. Also EM damage, I think, right? Ooh, signal interpreters. Strength 3. Is this what I have? Yeah, so it's a better version of what I currently have. Optimally, I'd like to pick that up. Right now, I'm worried about hiding from the exterminator. What we got here? Slayer? Looks like he's staying put. Shoot, I let him see me. Womp womp. I was hoping there was walls here, and there weren't. Yeah, check the volley time when pressing F, says Cymek. Time to fire increases per weapon. The firing delay shown is when targeting. Oh, shows when targeting. Okay, let's look. What am I looking for? So I see 75% coming up over here. That's... What is that? I don't actually know what that is. Oh, I see volley time 150. Time is 150, but isn't the base 200? Yeah, so it isn't stacking. From my reading of this, it's not stacking. It's only taking 1 negative 50 off the total time to shoot, right? Top right window, your evade window, changes to volley window when firing, time in the top right. Yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong. It looks like it's only taking a negative 50 off there, rather than a negative 200 if you add them all up. Which, to be fair, negative 200 would be shooting with 0 turn used, which would be OP. So it can't be that. So it's 150. What's the play here? This guy shoots through walls. So I probably want 2 walls in between me. Base for 1 weapon is 200. 2 weapons is 300. 3 weapons is 325. And 4 weapons is 350. Well, that answers that question. Thank you very much. Yep, they all add to the base time. 4 weapons is like 350. Everybody confirming. 5 weapons, it just keeps going up. So that decrease does stack. And so we're at 150. So it's less than 1 full turn and really fast for 4 weapons. So that's cool. There's my hacker. Here's a conveyor in the way. Chance to hit this guy's 54 right now, 95. So I guess I just keep fighting, right? We're at heat of 85. We'll turn this on. Power is fine as long as we don't move. Chance to hit is 80. That's pretty good. Nice, one-shot him. Sick. I enjoy this build very much, I gotta say. New leg there. What else we get? Cryofiber webs. Lowers base temperature to -150, doubles the cooling effect of all active heat sinks, protects power sources from forced shutdown while overheating, 30% chance to prevent other types of overheating side effects. This seems good. DZ, King, confirming. Honestly, the hardest part is remembering to use your utilities. Yeah. Yep, LV5 saying turn on your hard light. I remembered that. XLAA is great fun. It absolutely is. Welcome to the stream, Singulata. Leggy Guns is a good build until later, honestly. Okay. We've got only one spare leg here. I think I want this. Rather than the coolant injector, we're going to pick up this cryofiber web. I know that those probably work together, but base temperature goes down to -150, so it starts me lower. Seems fine. Hey, there's a large storage unit as well. Okay, I put it on. Energy warning, -11. So I'm back to where I was. So turn this off. And my weight is good. So yeah, looking great. What else we got? Cymex saying, what do you mean until later? It gets better. I mean, evasion always seems good, right? And the legs give more evasion than like heavier units, certainly. Isn't the only other option like wheels or flying if you're going lighter and faster? And flying to me seems not possible for a combat-based build because all these guns and everything are so heavy, all the armor. Dr. Hermelin saying, your build is officially really cool now. It's feeling good. DZ saying, I still haven't figured out when the power amp or thermoelectric utilities are good. Let's see what this does. Enables real-time tracking of OB10 haulers across the entire floor. If I was like actively hunting them, might be cool. I'm not, so I'm going to ignore that. Nuclear core isn't any good. Okay, recycler. Let's see what we got. Flying late game is possible with super advanced components. That's going to be a chance-based thing, though, right? To find the right things to carry all my gear, I imagine. Let's see. Security level 3, high detection chance. Retrieve components only at 20%. I guess we'll try it once. Nope, 64%. We're out of here. What is this guy? Informer. Technician. So this technician is going to rat me out to this terminal over here, so I've got to approach it from the right direction. Chance to hit, 42, not good. DZ saying sometimes they give you flight things. Sometimes they give you heavy treads, but it's usually whatever you're not currently using. Yeah, that seems to be the way of it, right? Okay, so fabricator. Load schematic. Or I could build an antimatter reactor. This is surely quite good, right? Better than the deuterium engine, I imagine. Just print your entire build, no luck required. There you go. Rooney is eyeballing the refined antimatter reactor. That was my gut thinking too. Let's try. Got it. Oh, but I'm detected. So does this mean I need to run away and come back then? 58 turns. Oh, chance of detection, but not traced. Very good, super heavy. How do I interpret this? The detection specifically. Should I go run away and hide? Or what? Gotcha, you chump. These guys don't appear to be moving. DZ Kane confirming only when traced. So the detection thing isn't... Oh, the detection thing probably means that the tracing begins, right? Kind of wish this guy wasn't hiding around this corner here. There it is. He's coming, though. Question is, can I one-shot him? Because if I can, or rather if I can't, he's going down here and alerting everybody. He's also backed up by soldiers. Okay, he's going a different way anyway. Whoa, I got two of them? How about that? So 16 supply, 24 mass. I am currently 1 under my weight limit. So beautiful. Short-term problem solved, huh? Maybe. Let's turn this on. So when I'm standing still, I'm regenerating, and I'm losing some when I'm moving. So not fully solved, but we're much better off. Light vision core, not good enough. Informer down there, I guess I don't care. We got 3 terminals in this area. Hopefully we get an easy one to find the exit. Level 1, a DCF terminal, or DSF. I keep wanting to say DCS or something, mixing it up. So I'm pretty sure I can't use access command here, right? Yeah, that was what I found last time. We're going to ignore that. Ooh, a trap. Gladiator is a new one for me. A brawler. Has a mace. Okay. Turn this baby on. Hard light plus transmission jammer is one of the most expensive unit combos in the game. In terms of power, I assume you mean? Now, my transmission jammer says I could run away, but do I just want to fight this? I mean, I feel like I kind of have to. I'm in melee range with 2 guys. But when I'm running, I get more avoidance, right? Only problem with that is where am I running to? Because I want these terminals. Gladiator is super dangerous. Rooney is saying DCSS terminal where we talk about, or where we talk to XOV. And yeah, you want to kill the bonk boy before he can hit you. So I probably want to run away into this corridor here. So only one can hit me at once, I guess. What's my chance to hit? 71? Or I just kill him. Base hit 71. Actual hit is 62. My gut is saying run away. But I know these guys are going to be shooting at me. Eschew bonkage. Yes, do we do that by running away or killing? Virus I can't run away from. So that's part of the issue. What's his move speed? 160, so he's a bit slower. No, I'm slower than him. Repositioning against later bonk boys is usually better. Walking 120, flying 32. Okay, I'm going to go with my gut here and escape to a corridor, I think. You are faster, DZ says. Indeed. Ah, shoot. I need to use F instead of clicking things. Hoping to use my speed here just to get a little separation. There we go. Got a few tiles. Gotcha. Nice. Yep, so running away was apparently the right thing to do. It's nice to know my intuition is on point. I did take a few hits. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I'm draining my power. Got to remember to turn that off. Cool. Good to go. We've got an energy well, which increases energy storage capacity. Works from the inventory. Might as well pick it up in case we ever need emergency energy. And then we've got the reflective plating. Enables thermal damage resistance 10%. I've seen better, and I didn't pick that up, so moving on. Grid Sage says, yeah, backpedaling is good versus brawlers. They will hurt you. That was my interpretation or impression. They were going to really hurt. Security level 2, high detection. Got zone layout. I've got alert levels. I don't have a... There's no emergency access, so I don't have an exit, a basic exit access option. So let's go access main. Failed and I'm detected. I wish that I knew what my chance was here, because I expect it's pretty low, right? It doesn't actually say what my chance is. I could just try for zone layout instead, maybe. There's a schematic for a neat leg, but pretty low chance. I guess I'll go zone layout because I just don't know what the access point chance is, and it's probably lower than this. So access main is too hard for you without hackware. Yeah, okay, that was my expectation. So we'll go zone layout. We jumped up to 60%. Gonna have to bail. Got two more over here. I still got one down there I could check. Let's go check this one real quick. It's closer. Ooh, alarm bot. I don't think he saw me. I could be wrong. We're going to pretend like he did and keep moving. Remote shield and reaction control system. I already have one of those. This is pretty much the same thing I had before, the shield. Prototype energy weapon. Don't think I'm interested in that. What's a system guard? That's a hacking thing, right? Reduces effective system corruption by 8. I'm at 0. Feeling good about it. Okay, let's see if we can repair. Maybe my armor would be just fantastic right now because it's really low. High chance of detection, 30%. Whoa, 68%. Not going to do that again. Catastrophic failure. Womp womp. Moving on. Trap scanner seems good. 240, 150 coverage. So it's definitely worse than what we got. Let's see, I'm going to blow this up, I think. Last time I did it, had good stuff in it. Another signal interpreter, but it's the same strength. And sensor array. I already have one, so I think that's good. Level 5 says the chance is 0% at this level 2 terminal. Good to know. Now I know. Failed 0% tells the percent at which you had a chance to succeed. Sorry for misinterpreting your words or rearranging them, but I get what you're saying. So good to know. Go ahead and get that guy out of the way. Weapon shielding, thermal generator, nuclear core. Ooh, protects my weapons. I like you. I definitely am going to grab that. V-High, security level 3. Let's see. Anything good? I probably don't want to do it, right? Disarm traps at 21. Otherwise, no dice on the exit. Failed. Try again. Failed. Moving on. Having bad luck on these lately. I wonder if... Where'd that item go? Did I not pick it up? Yeah, it's still here. I wonder if this is worth wearing over something like the core analyzer. I don't know. I definitely want to pick it up. I've got way too many engines. Programmers report. Great. Hermelin says if you find a plasma cutter, be sure to pick it up and keep it. Okay, what's that for? Is that a mining instrument or is it for getting through like heavy doors, for example? I know there's one heavy door we got to get through at some point. Phase shifter reduces targeting accuracy by the enemy by 5%. Weapon shielding is very good here. That's my thought too. Is it better than increased target core exposure by 6%? I feel like with the amount of damage I have, it probably is. Ooh, these support 12. That said, I'm like using all of it right now. All of that carry capacity, so. Cymex says core analyzer is very good combat utility. You almost never want to take it off. You honestly don't need the signal interpreter much. You just carry one in the inventory to identify exits. Yeah, I just don't have a spare one and it's fragile, being the issue. But at this stage, I don't think there are any... Oh no, I'm on factory 6 and I can go up to factory 4, so there still could be a branch here, right? I guess I'd take it though if I found it, probably. So I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, doctor confirming plasma cutter is for the heavy door you need to get through. Good to know. I'll keep an eye out. Energy well is full. Okay, let's go signal interpreter, like you're saying. I think that's probably right. There are TF nodes all over the place. TF node right there to get a new one. To get a new one. A new what? Signal interpreter? Or what are we talking about? Shepherd. That like notified me to his location. He must be scary. Security level 1. Retrieve components 50%. Failed. Got it. Drone bay. Medium armor plating. Coverage 225. Let's compare. It has, yeah, more integrity and more rating, huh? Nice. And then drone bay. Holds up to 2 drones. Launch when bay is activated. Matching drones operate as long as this bay is functional and attached, though it does not have to remain active. Additional available bays can in inventory can also receive returning drones as long as there is one attached. Neat. Damaged drones are repaired on retrieval by using integrity. Cost of 5 to repair any core damage and 2 for each damage or missing part. Dude, this seems awesome. I don't know how good it actually is, but it's the first thing I found that actually gives me allies. Rooney is saying you can get the interpreters from a TF node. Okay, you'll have to tell me how. I don't know how. TF nodes hold SIG, INT, and sensor arrays. Like if you destroy them, is that what you're telling me to do? Shepherds have active scanning sensors, which like IRL, radar, sonar tells everyone where you are. Did it already scan me? Does it know? So we'll upgrade my armor. And do I actually want this data jack? Probably not, realistically. I think I'd rather have this drone thing just for fun, if nothing else. Problem is I don't know what I'm gonna, put it in for. Drones are always very good. I figured, like, how could they not be, right? Extra allied bodies on the map is always a good thing. That was the thing you just broke, the light blue square machine near you. I didn't get one though, did I? Oh, here's another one. I see what you're saying. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. I'm on board. Do it again, right? Repeat. Drone bay turned on. Now, how does it work? How do I do the thing? So it's active, launched when it is activated. Is it like a passive launches the drones? Yes. Okay. Drone activated. Hovering, core integrity of 10. So what will they do now? Hunt? There's the hacker. Well, let's see how they stand against the hacker then, huh? Can't hit him there. Meanwhile, he's hitting my drone. I gotta stop using the click to target. Nuclear core, not good. Heat sink, whatever. Okay, so drones died. Obviously not using it the way it should be used. Cool. Good to go. Moving on. These are scout. I think you're saying they're scout drones. Okay, the drones are non-combat. They explore for me. Drones and get reprogrammed by can get reprogrammed by hackers. So I should activate it now and use it as a scouting mechanism. You need to give them commands from the allies menu, and they didn't die. They returned back to your bay, right? Okay. So, what is the allies menu? Here? Yep. Okay. They're on follow mode. Explore or roam? Probably explore, right? Cool. So they're pretty fast. They're going different directions, which is nice. finding items for me, and I have their vision range. Those are good drones, or good search mechanisms. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Threat detected. 2 terminals over there. Oh, the sensor bot saw me. Or the informer, rather. Security level 1. Emergency access. Branch access points is 40%. Failed. Failed. You can cycle vision with enter. Good to know. What is emergency access here? All nearby hidden doors. I don't want that. So we want branch access, I guess. 2 access points back to lower caves. Now, I've already been to the lower caves. It can't be the same one, right? It's got to be different lower caves. Presumably. So let's hit enter. Cool. And then I can look around from there. Here's an exit. Lower caves. Look at that. Look how close I was. Almost just stumbled into it. Cool. We'll just retrace our steps. Let me double check here. I got the item, didn't I? Yeah, signal interpreter. There it is. Cool. Here we go. Ooh, drone just ate it. Why? Trap? Maybe? I'm not sure. What's this? Informer? Yep. Also, if you're going to caves again, get a sensor array from another TF node since Farcom doesn't work there. Good point. I've got one. Oh, wait, sensor array. I don't have one. Here it is. Cargo convoy en route. Clear transfer corridor. Not sure how to interpret that. What do I get rid of here? The medium storage unit, clearly. Drone destroyed. I thought they were both dead. Oh, it said 2 of 2, not 0 of 2. Got it. I didn't pick that up still. There we go. Out of the way, please. In your log, it shows drone hit a trap. Okay, good to know. I'll have to check there more often. Every factory floor has their own cave branch. Lower caves are on -7 and -6. So even though I just came from a lower caves, there's more lower caves within the -6 to -7 area, right? That's what you're telling me? Some shock traps. Yeah, drop the med storage. Never going to use it, says Runia. I did. Good tip. Grid Sage, there's an announcement from one of the main targets for Claymores, the cargo convoy. Yeah, because they carry a bunch of stuff, right? A bunch of loot. Where are they, though? They're probably traveling, like, main corridors. I feel like I'm in one. Cargo convoy puts the fear of God in me. Well, maybe I don't want to deal with that, then. Ugh. Was that a trap? No. Yes, shock trap. No corruption. What's this guy? Shepherd. Got another one. No corruption. Heavy suspicion. Dispatching cutter reinforcements to the area. Achievement, heavy suspicion. So we want to go into the caves to get rid of that, right? That'd be the idea. Grid Sage saying the Claymores put the fear of Runia into them. And Runia saying, yes, it's the different caves that lead to a different ending branch location. Okay, cool. That's what we want. Let's go. Lose some of that alert level. try to get the data miner guy, right? That's what we want to do. You can find the convoy if you kill a hauler and put on their network coupler. Good to know for future reference. That's a cool trick. You pull out their, like, the information nodes that they have and connect to the network, basically. And Herman's saying these shock traps do nothing to you because of the difficulty. Right. Okay, we spawn next to a bunch of viruses. Not happy about it. We'll turn on our generator here. And Gridge Sage saying convoys do have amazing, absolutely amazing gear if you steal it. Well, on the next run, I will keep that in mind. Sorry, just checking notifications real quick. All good. Okay. Well, we're not going to move because these guys are so fast. I only have 40% chance to hit, 48, which isn't good. Or do you claymore these? Takes a turn to swap it in. But I could probably claymore like 3 of them at once. Cymac, I can't believe you're baiting a new player into Yaller shenanigans. Well, yeah, I mean, this game, this run is all I want. All I want to do is win and learn. But I am also gaining information for the next runs because we're absolutely going to the rogue difficulty next and forevermore. And so I do appreciate the information, right? Because anything that's going to give me a leg up in the future, I'm going to appreciate. Grid Sage Games confirming they are very dangerous. They do in runs. So there you go. Fair warning. Lots and lots of learning going on. Yes, absolutely. That's the goal here, right? The convoy will eventually hit Draconius if he wants to or not. Ooh. Three shots, 4 kills. It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff we got going on here. All right, let's take a look. We are currently in kind of the middle. I don't know. I guess I want to just go over here to the left side of the map in general. Whoops, moving around with my hard light generator on. Thanks for the warning, game. It warned me at about half energy. Good deal. Here's some scrap. Weight redistribution, a spear, heat sink. What's this do? 3% chance to identify a random unidentified part in inventory each turn. So that's like for prototypes, I guess. I don't think I'm interested in that. That said, I've got an unknown storage right here, which I very much could be interested in. Hey, Brit, welcome to the stream. Brit says, here's today's topic I'd like your take on. Always with the good questions. Should roguelikes be designed such that all runs are winnable? If not, why not? So I'm pretty strongly of the opinion the answer is yes. And I can't yet. Oh, the drones are gone, Herman. As a side note, I didn't pick them up, so that's useless now. Good to know. Should I put this prototype storage on or not? I'm thinking of just throwing it on, seeing what it's like. Back to Brit's question, though. Yes, I think so. I don't want to comment yet on Cogmind, whether or not every run is winnable or whatever. But I can tell you that in DCSS, I think the answer is very, very close to yes, that every run is winnable. There are some edge cases, largely dealing with malevolent forces, which I think might be impossible to win. I have never run into one myself. I'll say that. Every loss that I've had in a game is my fault in one way or another, whether it was the turn I made the error or several turns in the past. And that's one reason that that I believe that DCSS is one of the very best, if not the best, roguelikes. Now, Grid Stage over here confirming Cogmind is designed such that every run is easily winnable. And I like that modifier, easily winnable. So are you saying it's an easy game? Or are you just saying there's a low, or there's a high fairness factor, basically? Because to Brit's point, a high fairness factor is something I value very highly in these games, right? Tales of Maj'Eyal, for example, has a mostly high fairness level until you run up against those unique enemies, the rares that roll several classes that are a bad combination, and then it feels really, really unfair, which I think in DCSS is what you get from malevolent forces. It feels unfair. Now, is it actually, and does it lead to unwinnable situations? That's a separate question. I think the answer is probably yes, but again, in my own experience, I have not come into a situation which is unwinnable. I've certainly lost. I'm not saying I haven't lost, but I'm saying I could have. If I had known everything and made the right decisions, I could have won. There was an out. Cymex saying it's easy to get the basic win. Easy because there are 10 win types, Grid Sage saying. The easiest one is easy. Others are therefore a challenge. And I appreciate that. Alternative win conditions, basically. I like that. Caves of Cud has that. DCSS has that. Cogmind has that. And I think it's really, really good, both for new players and for keeping experienced players to continue playing, right? So I've been playing a lot of Caves of Cud, and usually I go for the lesser victories, and that's mostly because of how long it takes to play the game, right? The medium victory, if you will, the normal one, is not significantly harder to get. It just takes longer. And then likewise, the greater victory achievement, which I just got recently for the first time, takes a lot longer to get and is only slightly harder. And I like that tiered system where you can kind of choose each run, what do you want to do? And so Cogmind does appear to be the same way in that sense, and DCSS too. How many ruins do you want to get, you know? Tome is very much not like that. Tome is, there's one win condition, and it takes forever to get to, and that's like, you know, it's something negative against Tome, I think. So, Cymex saying you could streak basic wins a lot more easily than 3 ruins in DCSS. You can always fall back on easier win types if you want to, says Grid Sage. Runia saying you might get derailed for other win types. Most runs can squeeze out a basic escape win. And Grid Sage saying extended game and roguelikes for experienced players. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess I won't delve into a bunch of details, but I have looked at Cogmind's like alternative wins. And in theory, at least, having not experienced any of them, obviously, I like how they're laid out. Like, the way I'm envisioning the game is kind of like a fork system, and you're climbing up through the main area of the game, and then there's forks at the end where you go talk to, say, Warlord or, you know, this group or that group. You make alliances, and you can fight different in-game bosses or whatever, do different things. And I like that idea, both for storyline reason and for like drawing me back to keep playing the game more and more in the future. So at least in theory, from what I read, I like how Cogmind is laid out in that sense. And I also like, compared to DCSS, right, the storyline aspect. DCSS has like 0 story, basically. And so it doesn't matter if you get 5 ruins or 15. You haven't really like learned anything about the world per se, or like any story. And so I like that Cogmind appears to have that. And so does Caves of Cud in that sense, right? So, yeah. Long answer to a relatively simple question from Britbits there, but really good one today, Britbits. I appreciate that. Yesterday it was, or the other day it was, what's your favorite T type? Which was a much easier answer. So I appreciate this. Thanks for that. All right, where were we? Drone Bay is useless now, I'm being told. Let's see what this storage unit is. Large matter pod. Mass of 3. Increases by 150, store surplus, etc. But if I wanted that, I've got a 200 one here. So, excuse me, I don't see any advantage. In fact, this one looks worse, right? Yeah, basically worse. So we're going to take that off. Dr. Hermlin saying, you've put it pretty well. Thanks for saying so. DCSS Pure Mechanics, smiley face. Although, I don't know. The gods really add a lore flavor, and we love Zom. I mean, yeah, I agree. There's some lore to the gods, but it's kind of like lore within themselves. It doesn't add to the world necessarily. It's, Ash is the god who is in chains and knows all kinds of things about the world, but he doesn't actually impart any information to you. Like, why am I in this dungeon and what is the external world like anyway? We don't know, right? They've purposely not elaborated on any of that because they want it to be about the game, the tactics, the fights, rather than all the lore stuff. And that's fine. It's a choice, And I think it's a fine choice. It works fine. I don't feel like I'm missing anything per se. I do want to know, like why am I doing the thing I'm doing? So I feel like lore is something that doesn't take away when it's not there, but it certainly adds to what is there when you add it. That's kind of what it is. It's only positive when done well. Can't wait for Zom. Zom can't wait for you. I'm scared of Zom. Destructible gear still breaks my brain in a way that DCSS and NetHack do not. I kind of agree with that. If Zom means less Dwall, I'm excited. Does Ashen'Zari count as InfoWar? Yes, unquestionably. Ashen'Zari is the best god. Beyond debate. If you think otherwise, you're in the wrong place. Okay, well, my god. First behemoth class enemy, a beast. This is something we run from, I assume. Hopefully I can get away. Why is this here? Oh, you know what I didn't put on? My sensor array. I probably would have saw this guy coming. Let's put that on right now. I'm going to step out of the way. Yep. Whoops. A little bit of oversight there. He doesn't... Oh, yeah, he is moving. They just hang out in the caves. Well, hopefully he can't move through that wall, or he's slow, or... he is moving through that wall. What's this? Soldier trying to blend... Oh, he's broken. Okay, I thought he was blending into the wall there. Yeah, they're all broken down. Okay, I don't want to waste time, like, destroying them for parts or something. I just want to run. Another enemy down here. Oh, it doesn't have to be an enemy, does it? Lower caves exit. Is this it right here? Locked door. Oh, is this the data miner thing? Dr. Hermlin saying he was waiting for you to remind you to put in your info war. Yeah, good point. Well, he did. That's exactly what happened. So, mission accomplished. Kool-Aid pursuit. Yeah, smashing through the walls. Okay, what do I do about this? Locked door. I'm on lower caves level 1 though, so this isn't the data miner, right? Because I am like really wanting to go to the data miner if possible. I mean, I don't have a key. I do have claymores, so I assume that I could like blow it open or something, right? Might as well put this power amplifier on probably. Or what? I should put something else on. Oh no, I don't have slot. Right, I filled it in with the sensor array. Okay, I'm all caught up. I got distracted with the conversation. That's okay, though. I appreciate it. Jamming amplifier. Boosts the effectiveness of transmission jammers to prevent random failure. Cool. That's not data miner yet. Armor on door is only 15. Your weapons do more damage than that. The question is, should I break through there? Cloaking device. Hello. Effective sight range of robots attempting to spot you is reduced by 2. 8% chance, or -8, chance of being noticed by hostiles if passing through their field of view when it's not their turn. That's pretty slick. Heavy plating. 600 coverage, 400 integrity. 2 utility slots, though. Not worth. There's a missile launcher. LRN missile launcher. Huge damage. Big range. Let's pick this up. LRN missiles in a scrap pile. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's take it. I need more utility. I'm back to the same problem I had before. I just wish I had more utility. Let's throw this on the ground. Pick this up. Because I have like at least 2 more things I want in utilities here. And you know, nice to haves as well. So, hello, gamer, says Philosophy. Welcome to the stream, Philosophy. I guess let's go open that door. I'm too curious. And nobody's like, no, don't open the door. So I feel like I'm going to open the door. Okay, Mutant Derelict is angry at me for breaking the door. Imagine that. Okay, he didn't do enough damage to me. Lightning gun. That just sounds cool. EMP, obviously, low damage, though. 3% corrupt. So, cool. Not useful for me. There's a proton missile launcher. What's this thing? A machine. Yes, indeed. Unknown machine. I'll just hop right in that. I think not. Proton missile launcher. Well, it's weaker than the one I just picked up. This guy. By quite a bit. At least at first glance. So I guess we'll leave it there. Hermlin says you can get extremely greedy with utility slots, but all you really need for combat is storage, armor, and cooling. Murdered in his own home, cold-blooded. Yeah, that's the kind of guy I am. What does this machine do? Does anybody know? Well, obviously somebody knows. We have the dev in the chat. Whether or not you want to tell me is the question. Ah, hacker. I moved too quickly. One shot without even waiting a turn. I feel like I'm spoiling myself a little bit here with how good this gun is. EM launcher, so it's different. Gotcha. I didn't notice the damage type. Weaker due to being an EM launcher instead of an X1. The machine is just set piece. Cool. Thanks. Virus. Threat detected. Ooh, we got a guy down here too. Guy up here too. Luckily, not much of a threat at this point in the game. See if we can avoid this guy up in this direction. There's a door. Cool. Just peek around the corner, see if there's any loot. Doesn't look like it. Cymex saying, I love that you have birds in your background. I apologize to anybody who doesn't appreciate that background noise. But yes, the birds are quite loud here. And they have beautiful song, depending on which ones you get. I'm in New Zealand, in case anybody didn't know that. So it's probably a different set of species than you're used to. Well, it definitely is, unless you're here. We have unique birds. Runia says, don't worry. The next run on Rogue most likely won't have XLA, so you get the full experience. Yeah, dying, I assume, is what you mean. But no, that's fine. I mean, I wanted to get a win. I am a little saddened that I'm not in Rogue mode, and that Rogue mode is more difficult, other than just being permadeath. So I have to admit, I'm a bit disappointed. But I can't be upset with anybody but myself for having accidentally, or at some point, selected that. You know, whenever I first played this game years ago, I must have clicked that and didn't remember. Level 5 saying, you're corrupted, so now your sensors have a glitch without signal interpreter. I'm corrupted by 1%. So periodically they'll have glitches. Gotcha. So I need a signal interpreter. Okay, -6, lower caves. Goal is to escape. Currently in the top left again. And so I guess we're going bottom right. Let's get towards a wall first and foremost. Ooh, a lot of guys around me. This one's behind a wall though, so I guess we'll go this way. Nice. Dead gladiator. Okay, hopefully he's got no living friends. Particle charger, matter pod. Okay. Getting guys sneaking around this direction. Well, they're not sneaking, I suppose. I am. Okay, no exit down here, unfortunately. Still very much at the top of the map. Okay, let's go down, get away from those guys. Heat flow error, plus 175. System corrupted. Okay, what are these guys? Neutral pack rats. Is that what every question mark is? All these are. Nice. Okay, I was expecting enemies. More heat flow. That's unfortunate. That's triggering quite a bit more often than I'd like. What's this? Sealed doors, armor 30. So this could be data hack, right? Or data, what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. Is he behind a door like this? I don't know. DZ Kane, it's always question marks without a SIGINT. He just has Farcom as well, which is off in the caves, yep. Okay, it is enemies sometimes in the caves. I was just hoping they were all allies, that's all. He probably travels with friends, I'm guessing. Ooh, he's going to shoot, even though he can't hit me through this wall. Okay, I'll back up. Wait a turn. Data miner is behind a staircase. Good to know. I wasn't sure if it was one of those things where he shows up and he's like, follow me this way, you know, like you get in the early caves, or the mines, rather. Corruption also gives you phantom question marks. I think I'm seeing some of those, definitely. Runia saying data miner is completely different map. You're just encountering cave events. But it does branch off this cave, right? off the lower caves, I think, if I remember what I read last night, which I very well may not, to be fair. Gotcha. Step into my range so I can one-shot you. Or two-shot. I'll take two-shot. That's fine, too. Just about to lose my transmission jammer, unfortunately. Sensor array is also getting hit. Not great. Okay. All good. Where are we? Middle tier? Oh no, we're close to the bottom. Okay. Getting there. Follow-up question. Is data miner always here? Or can it either be data miner or the alternative location? Whatever that is, and I don't remember. World map of -5 factory. Very nice. Soldier. Guess we'll just step down this way. Veterans and soldiers. The grunt could shoot you because of the cell divisions. Part of the character was technically poking around the corner, and the grunt could shoot at you and you couldn't return fire. I'm going to have to look into... There's probably a thing on the wiki that explains exactly how that works with some graphics or something. You're saying that each of these cells is like partially inhabited by any unit, and so he was like shooting around the guy's corner or something, which totally makes sense. It's not standard, I would say, for roguelikes, but it totally makes sense. Took one hit there, but nothing groundbreaking. Upgraded my leg. What else we got? The manual describes the system. I'll check it out later on. Hermlin's saying Zion and DM shuffle places in the lower caves. So it could be either or, right? But I've already been to Zion. Does that matter at all? We'll put on our signal interpreter. Or do we need to? I guess we probably don't need to, do we? It came from UFO defense, on which some Cogmind mechanics were originally based. Interesting. I'm not familiar with that. But, yeah, in we go. Adventurer Explorer. -6, unknown location. There's the exit. Is that back to factory, probably? UFD defense is in the original... Oh, is the original XCOM. Gotcha. I've played XCOM 2, but not XCOM 1. Since you've been to Zion, this is 100% DM. Nice. There he is. I could have taken a couple more steps and I'd done that. UFO defense. Gotcha, gotcha. By the way, drop your weapon on the floor. No corruption cleaner. Good tip. The Oracle. Let's just read what he says and I'll drop my weapon. I've been given permission to aid you with a little knowledge. Find what you need on the terminals, then be on your way. Because masking your presence is incredibly difficult. No, let's not kick him. Here's the terminal, or terminals. Oracle interfaces. Okay. Misfire in 3, 2, 1, yeah. Okay. So what am I actually trying to do here? My guess from what I read briefly was that it was going to help me with the quote unquote escape hatch in Access. I'm not sure why I thought that. Section 7 locations. You were born here, LRC V3. The question is, can you return on your own terms? World map updated, -2, section 7. Transfer stations. The first thing I did after returning to Cogmind, says level 5, after a year or so, is trying to talk to the data miner and getting DC. Nice talk. Okay, network hubs. Okay, is this all seems like it's lore. This is about the warlord's recent attacks. God mode, what's that? In outfitting their pet project, warlord tinkerers didn't rely entirely on their usual benefactor, but they're not so great at hiding secrets, so we already know God mode has integrated a new type of secondary weapon. Should the tactical circumstances evolve such that a conventional attack might fail, Warlord is prepared to sacrifice his ultimate war machine to send out a selective EMP blast, tuned specifically to fry only main C systems over a large area. Cool. And there's a code for the Warlord's prototype stash. Interesting. So here's schematics for Virus, Conveyor, Slayer, Soldier, Artificer. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think knowing these gives me like a little higher chance to hit or something against those things. Combat drone. Oh, these are schematics that I can build. Okay. ID banks in case I see those things. Garrison access points. Garrisons have several links to each of the largest complex levels, and taking out these locations will delay programmer responses by an average of 25% each. The least dangerous way to do this is by overriding seal controls. Force jam will also work. Okay. One of the most useful potential allies among Main C's forces aren't even armed, but are notoriously difficult to convince operators. Yeah, no kidding. They run for the terminals and alert everybody, right? Best way to take control of one is to infect the terminal they're responsible for with an assimilate Trojan, which will automatically launch a system attack when they next use it. Friendly operator is a continuous source of valuable information and will even help hack other systems. Very cool. 40% chance of success at security level 1. Yeah, that's neat. Do I know how to do that now or not? Is that something I need to figure out later? Oh, this is probably a manual. Is this like a manual command in the terminals that I can do like Trojan, assimilate, or reprogram? That's my guess. Okay. Dr. Hermlin says, combat drones are the item you want in this game, Draco. Okay, I'll keep my eyes peeled. Network hubs are good to know about. Grid Sage says schematics are for fabricating robots. Analyses are what give you bonuses to combat versus a bot. Gotcha. Um, okay, I was thinking there should be something else here. So here we go. Further instructions. God mode is nearly complete. We think you might be able to put it to better use than the Warlord. So if you see an opportunity, hack it and enter this code to gain control via the back door I've installed. Now off with you. Okay. Curious. I'm not sure entirely what we gained there other than the information. But Herman's saying all Trojans do need to be input manually, but there is autocomplete. Yep. I'm learning the manual hacks. Gotcha. I will absolutely be trying that next time. I can tell you that. Seems awesome. Trojans are manual hacks that you can use from the very start, but when you find them naturally through lore, it'll auto-complete them now when you try hacking them. Nice. It's a clean little meta progression, really. Like you could have done it if you'd known they existed before, but now it auto-completes basically. So I like that as a form of meta progression. Okay, we are now on -5. Still in the caves, it looks like. And we're in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay. Thermal shield, 25% damage to thermal. I think I'm going to pass on that. Ugh. Slayer. Shoot. %. 84. Gotcha. Was he alone? Nice. Upgrade the leg. Moving on. Runia says some players are pretty serious about naturally finding the hacks before even using them, even if they got spoiled beforehand. Personally, I am of the mindset, and this goes with lore and spoilers as well. I'm of the mindset that I'm looking for challenging games and I want to beat them. And so knowing more information is like almost the entire battle, right? So the more information I know, the better, basically. It gives me a higher % chance to win, and that's kind of what I'm looking to do. So, all right, so this is the top level programmer, I think, right? Oh no, there might be one more after this. Sage and then something else. But he's going to hit me with a shock rifle, Tesla rifle, etc. How fast is he? Hovering 56. Pretty fast. Yeah, okay. I was going to run and then I was like, I don't think it's worth it. Gotcha. 2-shot. Target analyzer, critical chance by 6. My gut says I don't need that. Am I carrying any junk right now? Kind of. This titanium leg. It's better than the carbon fiber, though, isn't it? There's nothing I immediately want to just throw on the ground, I don't think. So we'll move on. This is a closed area anyway, unfortunately. All right. Looks like it's time for me to end the stream. I'm being recalled by the family. So I will try to stream again tomorrow around this time. I want to thank everybody for joining me in the stream. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already to be notified when the streams are live again in the future. And if you like the stream, hit the like button. It helps build the channel a little bit. Thanks for all the tips and interaction that everybody gave me. The Cogmind community has just been fantastic so far with getting in chat, throwing tips around, talking back and forth. I really appreciate that. It does help. Obviously, I've learned quite a lot about this game. So Runia offering one last tip here. They say, type Trojan NTF on the next terminal if you want a winner. Good to know. I will take note of that. So thanks, Grid Stage, for stopping in, hanging around. Always appreciate it when the devs take interest in my streams, etc. Good night, level 5. Take Take care, everybody. Yeah, have a good day. You guys have a good evening if you're over in the other hemisphere, that is. So have a good rest of your weekend, and I will indeed continue enjoying the game. Grid Sage, thanks for making a good one. Hope I catch you all next stream, probably tomorrow, like I said. Otherwise, day after, around this time. See you then.